Pom Puff.
Pink Pom Puff. Pink Pom Puff.
Pink Pom Puff.
Pink Pom Puff.
Pink Pom Puff. Pink Pom Puff, the viral hoodie brand worn by all your favorite influencers that's generating thousands of dollars every single month. And the craziest part is, it was started by a teenager. This is 16-year-old Lily Balasis. Balasis? And she started Pink Pom Puff 2 years ago when she was 14. And it is now one of the most popular brands for Gen Alpha and Gen Z. Her story inspired me so much because it really just shows how we as teenagers are fully capable of making our business dreams come true. I analyzed everything about Pink Pom Puff's business model, and today I'm going to be revealing these secrets on how Lily was able to grow it to this huge brand at only 16 years old. So today I'm releasing the ultimate guide on how to start a brand like Pink Pom Puff. I'm going to show you how to make money without any money and how to really make a difference in our generation. So let's get into it. So first off, we are going to be talking about print on demand. You guys know this is one of my all-time favorite business models. I'm always talking about it because I just think it's like one of the coolest things of all time. Print on demand is basically a way that you can make your own clothes or hats or phone cases or basically anything without having to pay thousands of dollars to manufacture it. And so today I'm working with Printify. They are the #1 choice and they make everything super easy. So to explain what it is, basically you would go to the Printify website and you would find the product that you want to customize. So for example, you could do a hoodie, then you would import a design, and I actually will be sharing a life hack of how you can do this without designing anything. And then you just drag and drop your design on your hoodie. You could do printed sweatshirts or you could do embroidered sweatshirts like Pink Pom Puff, which is so cool. So then you will list it on your website, and then whenever someone buys it, Printify will print it out or embroider it or whatever else and send it directly to the customer without you having to do anything. Some of you guys who have watched my videos know this whole business model, but I just wanted to explain it again if you're new. But this is literally one of the best ways to make money as a teenager. It's so great that I'm even working on my own print on demand business right now, but that's like secret information, so I haven't told anyone that yet. The first step is to brainstorm. When I think of Pink Pom Puff, I think of certain colors, I think of certain people, I think of a certain vibe. That is all by design. They didn't just say, oh, I'm gonna create a sweatshirt brand. No, she thought that through. So I want you to do the same. I created the ultimate brainstorm your brand printable, where you can download this and it'll take you through all the steps to really just clarify and create your brand vision. Is it going to be more beachy? Is it going to be streetwear? What is your mission? What is the age group of your audience? All of this you need to know and have written down before you do anything, because you will be looking through the customer's eyes for the rest of this process. Pink Pom Puff nailed this. Like, their whole aesthetic is giving teen dream, pastel, girly, fun aesthetic. And so the customer, when they're looking at these hoodies, that's the vibes they're getting. And so they are not just selling hoodies, they are selling a lifestyle and an aesthetic. And you can also look through Printify's catalog so that you can like get inspiration for what your products are going to be. Literally whatever you want to make, they have it, but this is cool to kind of look through during this stage so that you can really just brainstorm, open up your mind to all the possibilities of what you could sell. Step 2 is to design your first product. Now, before you get scared off, you don't have to have any graphic design experience or any artistic skills to be able to design your products. As some of you guys know who have watched my other videos, I created a huge design pack of over 100 designs that you can put on your products. So if you want to redeem this, just subscribe down below, add your email to the link down below, follow me on Instagram, and DM me free so I can add you to my email list and keep you connected and send you the huge design pack. So for example, if I wanted to make one with this cute little design, I would just download it from my design pack, then go into Printify, choose my product, and then literally just drag and drop it. And then that's literally it. 90% of hoodies are just printed. However, something really cool that Pink Pom Puff does specifically is embroidered hoodies. If you guys pay attention, like I think it's like 90% of their hoodies are embroidered, which I think is so cool because the quality of embroidered products is insane. If you wanted to do that, then you would just choose the embroidered option and then go back in and add in a design. You might have to do a more simple design if you're doing embroidered, like something that's all one color typically. I think Printify might offer options where you could do like up to 3 colors, but you can embroider things. Ooh, verse of the day just popped up, and it's fire. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Preach. Literally preach, okay? You can literally embroider something on the sleeve of your product. I think you can embroider things on the hood, on the back of the product. Like, Printify lets you customize literally everything. Picture it's like 2002 or something and you're a teenager, right? how would you be able to do this? Like, how would you even find the suppliers? How would you get in contact with them? How would you convince them to actually create a sweatshirt for you? Where would you find the money for that? Printify literally makes it so much easier. That's why I'm trying to talk about it, because I want to convince you guys and let you know that it is fully possible to start your own clothing brand or any type of brand, honestly, with print on demand. Really quickly, I want to talk to you guys about today's verse of the vid, 1 Corinthians 13, and I really encourage you guys to read this whole chapter. It is all about love. The entire chapter is amazing, but I'm just going to read you guys the last verse, which is 1 Corinthians 13:13. And now abide faith, hope, love, these three, but the greatest of these is love. God is love himself, so if you are looking for love, if you are looking for hope, it can only be found in Jesus. And this chapter also talks about that we can do so many good things and we can have talents and we can have gifts, but if we are not doing things out of love, it is absolutely worthless. So as you are starting your business or whatever dream you have, I encourage you to go to the Father before you do anything else. And you guys might be like, girl, I'm just trying to start a sweatshirt business. I'm just trying to make a little bit of cash. But here's the thing, all things are possible with God. And I don't want to do anything without God, because I know that every good thing is from Jesus. You are so loved, endlessly loved. You are endlessly loved. I love you, God loves you, and I truly believe that he has a wonderful plan for your life. After that, it is ready for step 3, which is to set up your online store. Now, this is actually not that difficult. I'm actually really hot, so I'm gonna get out of this hoodie. Anyways, building an online store sounds way more complicated than it actually is. I remember when I was like 13, I would build websites all the time for fun. Nowadays, it's like very, very easy to start one, because most website builders are literally just like drag and drop. So there are 2 options here, Shopify and Etsy. If you want to take the super duper easy route, I would say Etsy. Etsy is as easy to set up as basically like a social media account. You basically just need like a profile picture, write a little bio about your brand, and then uploading things is super, super easy. However, there's a catch. When you upload a product, there's a little bit of a charge. I feel like I want to say 25 cents, maybe 15, I'm not sure, but there is a little small charge when you upload a product to your store. So you have to take that into account, because then it won't be completely free. However, it is so easy, and also it builds buyer trust. So like when the customer is shopping, they know Etsy, so they feel like fully comfortable putting in their payment information and purchasing from you because they trust Etsy. And also another pro for Etsy is that it's a marketplace. So someone, even if they don't find your brand from social media or word of mouth, if they're just like scrolling on Etsy and they find your hoodie and they're like, this is cute, like I want to get that, like period. Whereas Shopify, you wouldn't have that. However, there are also cons. Like I said, the little charge every time you upload. The only thing you might want to know about this is that when you are doing print on demand, you want to take advantage of having as many designs as possible, because you can. Like, you can upload endless designs and see which ones work, see which ones don't. With Shopify, you could just like upload as many as possible, but with Etsy, you might have to like put a limit on yourself, because obviously it costs like 25 cents each time. However, it's not that much money at the end of the day, especially because you're starting your own business. When it comes to starting your own business, most people invest like thousands of dollars. And then the other con of Etsy is that there is a lot of competition on there, especially with print on demand products. And now moving on to Shopify's pros and cons. The pros are you can upload as many as possible and you are not charged per product. You can customize your website completely so it looks like super professional, and it is honestly pretty easy to set up, and it just feels more like an actual brand because it's its own website. However, the cons of Shopify is that, one, there is a very small charge when you're starting up. Honestly, I think you could start for like $1 for the first 3 months, and then after that they like charge you a little bit more, but honestly $1 is not that crazy if you are trying to start your own business, and in the long run if you're making thousands of dollars. And then another con is that it is a little bit difficult to set up. Actually, it's not. I'm sorry, I'm moving that actually to the pros, because it is actually very easy to set up. Not as easy as Etsy, but it's very easy to set up, and they have like a bunch of templates. They make it super easy. But another con is that it is not a marketplace, so people can't find you from there, but at the same time there's no competition. So at the end of the day, if you have the opportunity to, I would definitely start with both and just see which one you like, at least just for the first month. The cool thing about Printify is that they integrate smoothly into these platforms so that you don't have to like go and like manually fulfill the order. It will just automatically be fulfilled through Printify, which is literally so cool, because then after you create the products, all you have to focus on is step 4, pricing. Pink Pom Puff is very specific with how they price their hoodies. They are expensive without being too expensive. So to price your own product, first off, look at the base price of the product that you are selling on Printify. So for example, if I choose to make a hoodie with Printify, it might cost them like $20 to pay for the hoodie and to print the hoodie and all of that. And so I would take that into account, and then I would say, maybe I want to price my hoodie at $40. And you can also build in if you want to offer free shipping or this or that. I would definitely say charge a little bit more than you think, because then you can run sales and stuff like that. However, don't go too much, because then people will not buy your hoodie. Now we can move on to step 5, which is marketing. Pink Pom Puff blew up for a reason. Their marketing is absolutely genius. Like, to think that she only started this 2 years ago actually blows my mind. First of all, they are everywhere on TikTok. They literally post like a new TikTok like basically every single day. The literal secret to how they blew up is social media. If they never started social media, I honestly don't even know how they would be selling. Like, I know for me personally, I find like a lot of my clothes and my brands on social media, and Pink Pom Puff has mastered the art of social media. So here's how you can do the same for your brand. Number 1, be on every platform: TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, all of it. Number 2, be so consistent in your posting. Number 3, show behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes. Like, I love watching behind the scenes. When someone owns a brand and they're showing like little vlogs of them setting up or behind the scenes of them designing the product, I love seeing every single aspect of that. And I know that so many other people do, because these videos always perform really well. So make videos about behind the scenes. You can even do it before you even launch, to kind of get people excited and promote beforehand, so that by launch day you might be able to have a little bit of a following and hopefully sell a bunch by the time you launch. I've actually seen that work multiple times with brands that I've seen on like Instagram and stuff. They will start like a little series and they just post like every day, just like them doing a different aspect of setting up their business. They let it go for like a month to really just like gain some hype, and then by the time they launch their brand, it just like sells out completely. Even if you don't want to show your face, or if you're uncomfortable with that, that's totally cool. You can just post different pictures of your products, videos, etc. Use trending audios, whatever you need to do just to get your video on the For You page. Also, make sure that you are engaging with your followers. If you're not responding to, oh my gosh, my posture, y'all. Oh my gosh, posture check. How's your posture? Okay, cool, better. You need to be engaging with your followers in your comments and DMs, because these are real people you're talking about. The best way to build a brand is to build a community of people who will be loyal and who will get excited about each drop. And the best way to do that is to actually interact with them, because they are real people. Also, another thing I wanted to talk about is that Pink Pom Puff kind of has like their crew. I don't really pay attention to that many TikTokers. Like, I have a couple of my favorites, but so I'm not really that familiar with anybody who's in like their group. However, they have a group of like a bunch of super famous TikTokers and YouTubers that they continually send their hoodies to, and then in return they create them content. For example, one of my fave YouTubers of all time, Erica Diane, always is wearing a Pink Pom Puff, and she's actually, I think, where I first heard of it. So then she makes a TikTok in it, and then people like me are like, oh my gosh, she's so cute, I want that hoodie, and then that's how they sell. So if you want to do the same, a lot of TikTokers will actually have their emails in their bios, so just send them an email and be like, hey, I'm starting a small business, would you be willing to create me content if I send you one of my products? 9 times out of 10, I think a lot of people will agree. For example, recently, a guy my age who's starting a t-shirt brand reached out to me and was like, hey, I'd love to have you make some content for me, and I was like, period, I will take a free shirt. If you can have other people make content for you, that is even better, because then you can just focus on all the other different parts of running your business, and it just creates hype. Also, you can look on Pinterest for inspiration of different brands that you like and like their different like branding things, like Glossier. Glossier is really cool at how they do their campaigns and stuff like that. Or honestly, I'm sorry, this video is about Pink Pom Puff. Literally just go on their social media and don't copy it. Do your own thing, but you can look at them for inspiration, see how she does her posts, see how she does her TikToks, stories, all of it, and just try to do something similar, but put your own spin on it for your own brand. Remember, you are not selling a piece of fabric, you are selling a lifestyle, an aesthetic, and a feeling. So make sure you really show that through your content. The next thing I want to talk about is another huge secret on how Pink Pom Puff blew up so fast. They do launches. They do product launches. Let me break it down. They're not just like a regular clothing store, for example, like Princess Polly, where there's just clothes all the time and things just kind of come in randomly. Princess Polly is a huge, massive brand, so they can do that now. However, Pink Pom Puff, to make sure that their hoodies sell out, they build hype leading up to a launch day. And it wasn't just for the first time they launched, it's for like every time they drop a new hoodie design, they will do little teaser videos with it, and then they like send it to an influencer and they make videos with it. And then slowly but surely, they're like, like, hey, this hoodie is coming out in 2 weeks. And then people will get so excited and they're like, oh my gosh, like I need this hoodie and it's coming out in 2 weeks. And then it like makes them think about it ahead of time. So then by the time the 2 weeks show up, people literally just like race to get them online. So you should do the same with your hoodies. Say you design a seashell hoodie, you hype it up, you film content, and you tell everybody August 16th, the seashell hoodie is going to be released. And then everyone's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like I cannot wait for August 16th. And remind everybody about it every single day until that day. And then when it launches, people are just going to swarm your website because they want that hoodie. Another thing is to offer limited quantities. With print on demand, there is no limit, but you can actually choose to set a limit if you want, and you can make sure that you only sell like 50 hoodies, because then people will really just like swarm and be like, oh my gosh, like I need to get this hoodie. Okay, and now I'm gonna go through a quick little thing that I wrote in my notes, just a few other things that are Pink Pom Puff secrets on how they made their brand literally blow up and be so popular. Number one, make sure you stay consistent with your brand colors, your brand fonts, your brand vibe. Once you define your brand vision, you need to keep it consistent. And of course it will evolve over time, but overall you want to continuously give the same vibe. You can't be releasing like a tie-dye bright rainbow hoodie and then next up release like neutral hoodie, because people are just gonna be confused. You need to know your audience and you need to make sure everything kind of like seamlessly goes together. The cool thing about Pink Pom Puff Pink Pom Puff products is that like you could throw any 3 hoodies together and it would look so cute in a picture, because they all like vibe and they all like flow together because they're so consistent with their fonts, their branding, everything like that. Also, once you start making money, you definitely should scale with Printify Premium, I'm sorry. If you get Printify Premium, you won't have to pay as much per product. So for example, if a hoodie is like $20 to print with regular Printify, it'd be like $15 with Printify Premium, which in the long run, it really adds up. There's also more product types like stickers, mugs, everything. They just have more options available. And last thing I want to tell you guys is to not compromise on your values and your mission. When you are starting your own business, if you're trying to be a content creator, if you're trying to run a hoodie brand, whatever it is, there are always going to be temptations with, oh, if I post with this trend, my video might do better. But here's the thing, that trend doesn't represent your brand. If it represents things that you don't agree with, don't do it, because yeah, you might go viral, but the thing is, that would be short-term success, and we are trying to build a long-term community and brand, and you need to have your core values and stick to them, and also make sure that you honor God in every step of this process. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you are going to start a brand just like Pink Pom Puff and achieve your dreams 2025 as a teenager. If you made it to this point, please comment down below this emoji and let me know in the comment section, what is your dream business to start? I'm always down in the comment section answering any questions, praying over you guys, whatever you need. I'm your friend, that is what I'm here for, and I genuinely love you guys each so much. Please check out Printify, I will have them linked down below, and don't forget to redeem my free design pack. 100 free designs. 100 free designs. Do you guys know how long that took me? Not that long, but a decent amount of time actually. Just subscribe down below, follow me on Instagram, and DM me free. And put your email in the email list down below and I will send it over. I love you, God loves you, keep smiling, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!